Hey guys, it's DarudeLeafStorm here. Long time no see. But yeah, I'm here. I've just gotten back from my vacation, and I'm here today with a draft analysis for you all for the BBL, which is the Ban List Battle League. So basically in this league, a bunch of Ubers were allowed, so yeah, that's basically the idea behind it. It is a Uber-based league, but you can only really draft like a couple. You can't really get just a full team of Ubers. It's not like a solely based Ubers league. But yeah, moving on. We drafted, obviously, and basically this video is just me going through my draft with you guys and letting you know what I think about it and everything like that. So first off, I want to thank FlameHorizon, Ashley the Cat, and Aaron for being legends and letting me in the league. I love that. So yeah, anyway, moving on. Going into the draft, I was kind of like, I wasn't sure what to grab, to be honest, because the draft kind of started and I wasn't really ready for it. I really didn't expect it to start as quick as it did. So I wanted one of the really high pointed Ubers, because this league is point based, and I wanted one of the really high ones and just built my team around that. Stuff like Deoxys attack was available, but it couldn't have, I think it was Z moves or something, or items. It was something like that. I think it was Z moves. But there's like some bans on specific Ubers that are just deemed too good. So yeah, basically, I was what pick number was I? I was like in the middle. I'll actually double check this for right now. Oh no, I wasn't. I was near the end. I was 15th. That's right, because I remember, yeah. So, not the best position, but not the worst either, because I do get the wheel on the way back. Kind of. I get the semi-wheel. But yeah, a couple of things when, obviously, that's the only bad thing about being really low down in this sort of league, is because all the good stuff goes really, really quickly. Stuff like Mewtwo, you know, Mega Kang, which is allowed with Seismic Toss, by the way. You know, Speed Boost Blaziken, stuff like that got taken easily. And there were like 4 different Arceus types available. I think it was Fire, Grass, Bug, and Ice, something like that. But yeah, moving on. It finally got to my pick, and this one was still available. And I was pretty happy with it. I still am pretty happy with it. It's a very good mon. Like, it is insanely good, and I'm really glad I picked it up. So anyway, the mon that I decided to pick up first is Giratina. So Giratina, I don't really know much about Ubers, but I know Giratina's used quite a bit, and I think it's I think it thrives a lot more in League format, to be honest. He gets a lot of coverage options, and with a base HP of 150 and base defenses of 120 on each side, by the way, that is just insane. Like, that is so bulky. It is ridiculous to break through, and it's not a weak Pokemon either. It's got base 100 attacks. And it's not slow either, because it's got base 90 speed. And for a bulky mon, that's actually really good. So, very happy with this pick. This gives me a Ghost Dragon, which is I would say probably 2 of the best typings in League format. I mean, obviously you've got like Fairy and Steel and stuff like that, but Dragon offensively is really good, but obviously this is more a defensive variant. But, you know, Dragon, I don't ever really pick up many good dragons in draft. To be honest, dragon is one of those things that I kind of just leave out, and I shouldn't do. Like, having a dragon on your team makes life so much easier. So I wanted to get a good dragon, and this is a very good dragon. And that ghost typing as well makes it a very, very good spin blocker if I want to pick up hazard stack later on, which is kind of my idea. But yeah, and another reason why I picked up Giratina is mainly because of my next pick. This one was still available after 15 pick. Well, it would have been 16 picks, technically 17. But anyway, it was available after all that. And even though this is a Uber's League, right, this is still one of the best Pokemon in the League format. Obviously, with the Uber's format, it is a little bit counteracted. However, I still am shocked that this lasted. That one is Mega Metagross. So yeah, basically Mega Metagross gave me a Mega first of all, which I'm really happy about. It gave me Rocks, gave me a Steel type to add to my Fairy Dragon Steel core, and it gave me a big Wall Breaker. Mega Metagross gets obviously the ability Tough Claws, which boosts its. I don't know exactly what the thing is, but it boosts like its Bullet Punch, you know, stuff like that. Its Pokemon's contact moves. Oh, so it's contact move. I actually never knew it was just all contact moves. That's cool. But yeah, boosted by 1.3, which is insane. So Mega Metagross gets all the coverage in the world. It's a Pursuit Trapper. It's a Rocker. It gets Rock Slide. It can be run physically or special. Usually physical. It gets Stab, Tough Claws boosted, Bullet Punch, which is that is something. It just gets a lot of tech. Obviously has good physical stab in Zen Headbutt as well. Good steel stab in Meteor Mash / Iron Head. It gets coverage such as Hammer Arm, Earthquake, Explosion, Brick Break, Rock Slide, Thunder Punch, Ice Punch. It gets a load of coverage. And it gets a bunch of setup options as well, such as Home Claws and Agility. So I'm very happy with this pick. I think Giratina and Mega Metagross work decently together. I was going to pick up Giratina O for the Levitate, which would have helped them a little bit more. But I felt like having a defensive Mon, like more defensive than Giratina O, would have been better. So that's why I went with the regular Giratina. Wait, is Giratina O even allowed? Yeah, it is, but it's like a point less. But I really wanted the bulkier Giratina. I've tried Giratina O before. I wasn't a huge fan of it. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with this. And moving on with the draft, there was a Mon that I saw that was insanely, and I mean insanely cheap. I didn't really want to go this route of team, but when I saw, okay, yeah, you just do that outside, thank you. But yeah, when I saw how cheap this Mon was, I was like, I have to pick this up. Like, I cannot let someone have this Mon at this price and not pick it up. That Mon is Chansey. Now, Chansey was 9 points, guys. 9! Bearing in mind, Mega Metagross and Giratina both were 21 points. And Landorus T was 17 points. Alolan Ninetales was 10 points. Chansey was 9. That is insane. 9 points for a base, I believe it's 250 HP. I could be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure it's 250. Yeah, base 250 HP stat. 105 special defense. With 5 defense. But with Eviolite and the HP number, that is boosted quite a lot. And, you know, we have Giratina as well, which is very, very bulky and can take most physical hits. As well as Mega Metagross, which is decently bulky on the physical side as well. Base 150 defense. So when I saw this was 9 points, I was like, oh, okay, I'm picking this up. Because Chansey is only really, like, bothered by, excuse me, really good wall breakers, and Mega Metagross can punish most of them, so It's all good. But yeah, basically, the one thing that Giratina really lacks from making it an excellent mon and probably bannable is reliable recovery. Like, it gets pain split, but it has a good HP stat, so you don't really want to be running pain split, really. It gets rest as well, but again, that's really iffy. So having a mon that can wish pass into Giratina and get most of its health back from is insane. And also, Chansey allows me to wish pass into Mega Metagross to start punching holes through teams, since Mega Metagross is bulky enough to live a couple of hits, and then obviously get the wish back. So yeah, Chansey basically just gave me a really good cleric, like a really, really good cleric for a really cheap price. I believe it gets both screens, which is good. It gives me a really reliable rocker. It gives me a wish passer, like I said before, good at using the heal bell, which is lovely, 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 especially for stuff like Giratina and potential burns on or T-waves on Metagross. And it has reliable damage output with Seismic Toss. Again, the one thing that really hurts Chansey is the fact that it can be too passive sometimes and allow wall breakers to enter the realm of Chansey. But I've used Chansey many, many times before, and I use it decently well. So I think I can punish those wall breakers, especially with Mega Metagross on my team. Anyway, moving on. We got a Chansey for 9 points, and that's why I grabbed it round 3, because it was 9 points, and I knew if someone saw it, they would pick it up, because this was the same price as Bronzong. So I really, really wanted to pick this up whilst it was there. It's such a steal, and I could build my team very well around it, because now I have a decent amount of points with 3 amazing Pokemon. Granted, the first 2 really hurt me, being 42 points in total, but with this steal, it really puts us back on track to having a really good team. So moving on, I wanted this next one because it works well with Chansey, and it punishes things, and it also works really well with Mega Metagross. That mon is Gothitelle. So Goth is really, really good in Ubers, apparently. But yeah, Shadow Tag is a good ability. That's all I have to say. It can really thrive in this format when used correctly. So I felt like Goth was a really nice pickup for us. 16 points, so it did hurt. It did hurt my budget a little bit, but I had a plan and I knew what I wanted, so I was happy spending the points on Goth. Yeah, I mean, Goth is just a legend, pretty much. It does really help out with Chansey, being the main things that break Chansey are like fighting types, which obviously Goth can just trap and kill, so, you know, it's simple. Granted, Chansey and Goth are both, like, really weak to knockoff, and my team is decently weak to knockoff at the moment. You'll see later on it gets a little bit better, but, you know, that's the only thing that can really punish both of these mons. But yeah, I'm really excited to use Goth. Again, I've used it a decent amount, and I'm using it a decent amount at the moment, and I just love it so much. It's just got so many options, especially with trapping capability. It's not like the strongest mon, being based at 95 special attack, and it's not the bulkiest either, but with an ability like Shadow Tag, you don't really need to be that bulky, especially with all the coverage options it has. Goth also really punishes bulky mons, since the fact that it gets torn, so it can stop stuff like Toxic or any recovery of any kind, and really whittle down the bulkier mons, to the point where Mega Metagross can start cleaning through the offensive threats with Bullet Punch. So I think my 4 mons, my first 4, really synergize well together. They don't share, you know, the weaknesses and stuff like that Typing wise, then they don't work amazingly together, but synergy wise and the way they work, I think they really, really work well together, and I think it gels quite nicely. So moving on to the next pick after Goth. This one was still available, and I've wanted to use it for a long time. And people hated me at this point, but people hated me even more after this pick. But it's just something I've really wanted to use for a long time. It gave me a good knockoff user. It gave me bulky water, and yeah, I think it got a decent buff this gen. So the mon that I decided to pick up was indeed Toxapex. So before you get your pitchforks and torches out, you just chill, guys. It gets better from here, kind of. But yeah, I basically wanted a really good defensive core. And if Toxapex Chansey Giratina is not a good offensive core in your eyes, then whatever. But yeah, I really, really liked Toxapex on this team. Granted, we are becoming a little bit ground weak. I will accept that. Giratina O really would have helped with that, but it was a bit too late at this point. So, you know, is what it is. And I actually believe Giratina O got sniped before me. I can't remember exactly. But anyway, I'm really, really happy with regular Giratina. So, yeah, we've got a really good defensive core going now. And I'm so happy with Toxapex. It's a mon that, like I said, I wanted to use for a long time. I've seen people use it awfully, and just get set up on and lose, or, you know. I know Toxapex's weaknesses, and I know how to work around them. So when Sun and Moon first came out, and I think it was Ultra and Ultra Moon as well, I think, but it was definitely Sun and Moon. I used Toxapex on almost every single OU team because I just loved it so much. I loved how bulky it was. I loved the fact that it got Regenerator. I loved the fact it had T-Spikes. I loved the fact it got Haze. It's just so good. Regenerator is just so annoying, and obviously it got a buff this gen, getting access to knockoff, which is really, really nice. And yeah, this mon gave me a reliable T-Spiker, which is something my team really, really just thrives and loves. Because Mega Metagross can start punching things once they're weakened, and Giratina can just sit there in front of them whilst they slowly die. And Goth can punish the poison types that want to try and get rid of them, or any bulky spinners of any kind. Or defoggers, obviously, but yeah. So I'm actually very, very happy with Toxapex. It was 13 points, which is a decent amount, but not too much. It's the same as like Road and Wash, so it's not that bad. It didn't hurt me that much, and I'm happy with the pick. So yes, moving on to my next pick. I decided to go with this mon because I needed it. I felt like it really benefited my team. Someone brought up to me in the chat, and they were like, basically said, if Darude gets webs, you may as well give him the championship, or something like that. And I knew I wanted webs, but I didn't know which web setter I wanted. So at this point, I was kind of thinking Araquanid, but I was like, not sure. So I ended up going with a mon that almost every single time it can get up the sticky web due to one of its abilities. So yeah, I was thinking Slurpuff. I really was thinking Slurpuff, but I've used Slurpuff as a web set before. It's good. Don't get me wrong, but you kind of set up webs and just die, and I'm not. Like, you know, it can't really come in again once it's unburden's popped because it can't outspeed anything. So the web setter I decided to go with was Rabombi. Rabombi gave me a fairy type, first of all, which is something I really needed. And it's a decent fairy type as well. Bug Fairy is pretty decent coverage, apart from like Steel, obviously, but I feel like I have the team to work around Steel types. The only Steel that really hurts my team that much is Mega Metagross, and I have it, so it's not too bad. Solgaleo was available as well, and I believe got taken, so we have to watch out for that. But yes, we do fix up on that later on in the draft. But anyway, Rabombi. Rabombi has a very good speed stat of 1, 2, 3, something like that. I can't remember exactly the speed stat. I'll actually look it up for you now. But it's decent speed to 1, 2, 4. So it was close. 1, 2, 4. Also gets the ability Shield Dust, which means that no secondary effects affect it, basically. So stuff like Fake Out on a Sash doesn't stop it from getting up webs. It's got a good speed tier, so it can outspeed most things and just set up webs, and can't get taunted unless it's a really, really fast taunt user. So yeah, I'm really, really happy I got Rabombi. I felt like it was better than stuff like Araquanid or Slurpuff because they can get taunted easily due to this slow nature, whereas Rabombi is very difficult to get past it, and also gives me a lot more options as well, with stuff like Quiver Dance and U-Turn as well, which I really, really like. Yeah, I really, really like the sound of Rabombi. It gave me a really good speed tier. It gave me reliable webs, to be honest. It basically gets up webs every single time if you bring it. It's just keeping them up at that point. So yeah, very, very happy with this pick. And yeah, I'm really excited to use Rabombi again. This is another one that I keep on seem to draft over and over again. But yeah, I mean, it's for good reason. Plus it's adorable. Look at it. The shiny's better though. With the pink scarf, it's so cute. Anyway, moving on to my next pick. So looking at the draft, I really wanted a good electric type. I wasn't sure if I wanted a fast electric type or just a good one. Like stuff like Manectric was really in my head. Like I was really gonna go with Manectric or something like Raichu, but I was like, I always go with the lower tier electric types. I don't know why, I just do. So I wanted to go with a higher tier electric type, but I didn't want to spend too many points on it. So the electric type I ended up going with, due to the fact I just got Sticky Web, I think this mon is really, really good. But yeah, my first pick, my first electric type, and my only electric type, by the way, spoilers, but my electric type is going to be Xurkitree. So my round 7 pick is Xurkitree. I think this is a really, really good round 7 pick. You know, Xurkitree is just, it's a powerhouse. It doesn't have the best speed tier, don't get me wrong. So sometimes it is forced to run like Scarf and stuff like that. But with a base 173 special attack stat, you know, it's hitting hard. Like I said, really, really weird speed stat of 83, kind of in the middle of everything. It's not too great. But with access to stuff like Tail Glow and Hypnosis, and decent coverage like Energy Ball, Dazzling Gleam, Thunderbolt, and Signal Beam, it can hit a lot of mons, you know, and obviously all the hidden powers as well. It is a little bit of a one-trick pony, but it's a very good one-trick pony. And Xurkitree is a mon I've wanted to use again for a while. I used it once, and I loved using it, so I want to use it again. So yeah, not really much to say about Xurkitree. It gave me a good Volt Switcher. You know, it's just a powerhouse. It's a special powerhouse to go along with my physical one in Mega Metagross. So very, very happy with this pick. And with webs, this could be a really, really big threat. I mean, without webs, it's a threat, but with webs, it's just dangerous. Really, really dangerous. Anyway, moving on to my round 8 pick. At this point, I wanted a fire type. Well, I was actually tossing and turning because I was like, do I want a dark type? Do I want a fire type? I wasn't too sure. So I went with both. We got Incineroar. Incineroar recently receiving the buff of having Intimidate, which I love. I love that buff so much. And obviously in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, they gave Incineroar the treatment, like knock off, elemental punches, You know, Incineroar just really got the treatment. In Sun and Moon, it was not a great mon whatsoever, with very lackluster coverage, and it basically was always scarfed, and obviously it had Blaze at the time, and it was scarfed with U-Turn, Flare Blitz, Darkest Lariat, and Blank. Like, the last move could literally be anything. But in this gen, you got access to stuff like Leech Life, Iron Head, Outrage, which I don't know if it got last gen, I don't think it did. Superpower, Shadow Claw, Thunder Punch, U-Turn. Obviously, it had U-Turn beforehand, but it got Fire Punch, so you didn't have to run Flare Blitz all the time if you want to run a bulkier set. Obviously, it got access to Knockoff, Crunch as well. It really got the treatment in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Intimidate was the main reason why I wanted Incineroar and U-Turn as well. I really liked the typing as well. Even though my team is insanely ground weak, with 4 mons weak to it at the moment, with my resistance being Rabombi, it is a bit of a struggle. But, you know, I can deal with that, and I do patch it a little bit later on in the draft, but, you know, it's not the end of the world for me. But yeah, moving on. I obviously really wanted a fire type, and yeah, I think Incineroar is my guy. So yeah, I'm really excited to use it again. Tiffany, the girl, I used her in Sun and Moon and loved her, so I'm excited to use her again. And yeah, we'll just have to see how she rolls. My next pick, I really wanted a spinner. Having webs and not having a spinner is like, it's just not a thing. Like, you need a spinner, because otherwise you're kind of forced to defog your own webs away most of the time, especially with stuff like Rabombi, Incineroar, and if they get T-Spikes up, you know, it's not going to be a fun time for me. So, and like I said, I have T-Spikes as well, so, yeah, I really wanted a spinner, just so I don't have to defog my own hazards away. I'll actually be back in 1 second, guys. Sorry about that, guys, but yeah. Carrying on with Incineroar, it really did get the treatment in Ultra and Ultra Moon, and I'm very excited to use Tiffany again. Anyway, moving on to the next round. I wanted to pick up a reliable spinner, like I said, for the reasons that I said before. T-Spikes and rocks and, you know, sticky web I want to keep on my side of the field without having to remove them from the opponent. Like, I don't want to remove my webs and my T-Spikes. I want to keep them up but get rid of the hazards on my side. So I wanted a decent spinner, and this is exactly what it is. Sandslash. It gives me a really nice ground type, a decent bulky ground type. It gives me another knockoff user, a good one as well. And yeah, I've not used this boy in a long time. It gives me reliable rocks, which I love. We've now got 2 reliable rockers. Well, if you count Metagross as a reliable rocker, then 3. But, you know, yeah, it's very situational there. But, yeah, I'm really happy with Sandslash. Really nice spinner, and it can punish the spin blockers with knockoff as well. Not much to say about Sandslash, to be perfectly honest. It's just a good spinner, and I actually did snipe someone with this pick, so sorry Flame, but I really wanted Sandslash, and yeah, I'm really happy with grabbing it. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it for Sandslash. There's not really much to say about him. He's just a cool, nice bond. He was cheap, 4 points, so I'm happy with him. Moving on to the next pick, I'm actually very excited to use this mon, and my excitement was pretty much the only reason I drafted it. The mon I decided to go with was Smeargle. Now, Smeargle gave me another web user, which is nice to have 2. And it's just a very unpredictable mon. I mean, it gives me my last hazard I need, which is Spikes, if I want to run Spike Smeargle. Obviously has access to Spore. It has access to every move in the game, so, you know, it can literally do anything any week, which I really like in this format, especially with the Ubers and stuff. I think it could really be effective. So really looking forward to using Smeargle. There's not really much to say specifically about it, because it can literally do anything, you know. It's just that versatility that I love about it. So 5-point Smeargle, Pretty nice, pretty nice. Kind of, it doubles me up on the normal types, but I'm really not too fussed, to be honest. But yeah, not really much else to say about Smeagol. He's not like that fast, but he's not slow either. I think his speed is like 75, something like that. Yeah, 75. He's obviously very weak. Base 20 attacks, base 55 HP. Not the best stats in the world, but you know, it's something at least. So yeah, I am actually really excited to use Smeagol. I think it'll be fun to see how he works. And yeah, not really much else to say about it. Like I said, it is just one of those ones that can literally do anything, and with Baton Pass allowed in this league as well, could be interesting. Anyway, moving on. Next pick. I rotted a grass type. Whoa, what happened there? I have my water, I have my fire, which both work really nicely together, but now I want my grass. I want a grass type. I want a... Sorry about that, guys. My slides just got a bit confused there. But anyway, my bulky grass type is Tangela. So, yeah, Tangela is really, really nice. I've used this one before, and I love it. It's just so bulky on the physical side. It has access to knockoff, leech seed. I think it has like basic 100 special attack as well, if I'm not mistaken, which is really nice for a pre-evolved mon. And that's more so to be physically bulky. Yeah, it's base 100 special attack, base 115 defense. Wow. Base 65 HP, which is not amazing, but it's not bad either. And then base 40 special defense. But this gives me a little regenerator core going on with Toxapex and Tangela, both, well, obviously being part of my Firewater Grass core. Really, really nice. It gives me access to Sleep Powder. I'm just so excited to use Tangela again. And yeah, I just love this team in general so far. When you look at it, you just think, wow, why does this exist? This just looks awful to face, and I love that about it. So yeah, we got our bulky grass entangler. The little boy should be able to come through. Moving on to the last pick, I wanted another spinner, and this one was still available, so I grabbed it. Needed a fighting type. It's Hitmontop. Hitmontop gave me double intimidate with Incineroar, which is so nice. Double intimidate is so nice to have in a team. And to get it round 12, that's really, really decent. So, it gave me a fighting type. It gave me rapid spin, which is something I like, because I don't want to just rely on Sand Slash all the time. Also gave me priority with things like Mach Punch and Bullet Punch, so it gives me another form of priority. Paired with Giratina's Shower Sneak, Mega Micro's Bullet Punch, and Incineroar's Fake Out. So I really like that, and then obviously Smeagol's priority, but you know, we don't really talk about that. And yeah, I mean, it really rounds off my defensive team. I think it just really rounded it off to the perfect point, with double intimidate and stuff like that. Base 110 special defense as well, which is really, really nice. But I mean, it can hit decently hard as well with base 95 attack. I mean, it's not the strongest in the world, but with coming off of like close combat, that is really, really nice. So yeah, that's pretty much it, to be honest, guys. There's not really much else to say about Hitmontop. I just like the fact that I got double intimidate out of it. It was relatively cheap, and it really rounded off my team really, really nicely. So I'm very, very happy with it. So now we move on to the Z-Mons. Basically, you had, I don't remember how many points it was now. I think it was like, let me think. It was 30 points, I think. Yeah, 30 points to spend on your Z move users. Basically, the point of the Mon is the point of the amount of points it costs to put a Z move on it. Basically, I knew I wanted Zergatry as my Z move user, because if you draft Zergatry and don't put a Z move on it, which I have done before, but we don't talk about that, it's just putting you at a disadvantage straight away. So I wanted to give Xurkitree my Z capability anyway. So spoilers, but here they are. My 4 Z move users are Xurkitree, Incineroar, Smeargle, Tangela, and that's it. So yeah, I mean, I was considering Sandslash. Don't get me wrong, I really was considering Sandslash, but I was like, just and I liked the fact that Xurkitree and Incineroar gave me 2 other Z move users as well. Whereas if I went like Goth, which I was tempted to do, it wouldn't have given me enough points to get another 2. So I like having 4 Z options. Obviously, Smeargle and Tangela are not that great, but they still are available to hold a Z move, which really it can scare teams. So yeah, obviously the main Z move user here is Xurkitree. Incineroar is not even that good with Z moves. Like, obviously it's decent, but I think Xurkitree is definitely the standout one here. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, for the draft recap of the BBL. I think overall, we have a very strong team, and I think we have a really nice chance of going far in this league. Obviously, this is going up late, so the battle will probably go up soon after this, if not like a day after. Like, it won't be long whatsoever. So yeah, make sure you root for your San Jose Panquakes. I forgot to announce that. The debuting team, San Jose Panquakes. That's who we are representing in this league, and I'm excited to get our first championship with our brand new team. But yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you stay tuned for week 1 of the BBL. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. This has been DarudeLeafStorm, and I'll see you all later. Bye, guys.